Have you ever thought about living where your survival depends on how strong your legs are and how much you can carry on your back? What if your kids had to walk 3 hours just to get to school? How would you manage if the nearest doctor was 2 days away? This is real life for the mountain people of Lajimbudha. While we enjoy quick deliveries in nearby stores, these amazing people live by different rules. Their daily struggles isn't short-term, it's a way of life that has shaped who they are for many generations. Join us as we visit a world where being tough isn't just good, it's needed to stay alive. The Hidden Mountains. The villages of Lajimbudha are spread across steep slopes and narrow valleys. What looks close on a map often takes days of dangerous hiking to reach. These aren't places tourists visit, they're homes. Places where families have built lives despite nature's toughest challenges. Houses stick to mountainsides where flat land is so rare that every small patch is used for farming. During winter storms or heavy rains, these villages are cut off from the outside world, sometimes for weeks. The people aren't just far away from others, this distance has created a mindset where taking care of yourself isn't just admired, it's expected. Daily life. Morning begins before the sun rises in Lajimbudha. When light first appears over distant peaks, work has already started. Women wake first to start kitchen fires from overnight embers. The fire is both the physical and emotional center of mountain homes, giving warmth where thin air makes breathing hard. Breakfast is basic. Porridge made from local grains, sometimes with wild herbs. By daybreak, everyone has jobs to do. Even young children carry water from faraway springs. Their water jugs getting bigger as they grow stronger, and parents don't see this as harsh, it's needed training for life here. My daughter started carrying water when she was 5, one mother explains. By 12, she could make the full trip 3 times a day, and this is our normal. Men and older boys climb to higher areas, watching livestock or collecting firewood from forests that seem to move further up the mountains each year. One bundle of wood might take 6 hours of work, cutting, gathering, tying, and carrying loads that would make most of us buckle. Women take care of the small farm areas, precious plots carved into mountainsides over many years. These aren't just fields, they're lifelines where a failed crop isn't just disappointing, it could mean hunger. The seasons of survival. The year follows a strict pattern in the mountains, and each season brings different challenges. Spring is planting time, but also the hungry time. Food saved from last year's harvest runs low just when people need energy for preparing fields. Families count every grain, saving food when they need it most. Summer means non-stop work. Crops need constant care, water must be carefully shared, and animals need to be moved between feeding areas. Children as young as 8 might spend whole days keeping birds away from fields or directing water through stone channels. We don't rest when we are tired, an old farmer says. We rest when the work is done. Fall is harvest time, the most important part of the year. Everyone works quickly to gather and store crops before early snow. Families know exactly how much they need to last through winter, and worry fills the air until storerooms hold enough. Then comes winter, cold, lonely, and dangerous. Snow blocks mountain paths for months. Temperatures fall far below freezing, families stay inside, saving energy and supplies. Evenings are spent fixing tools, making cloth, and telling stories to children. Winter shows who you really are, one elder says. The mountains take away everything except what truly matters. When sickness comes, what happens when people get sick in places doctors don't visit? In Lajimbudha, people rely on old knowledge passed down through families. Older healers know about many local plants, which roots fight fever, which tree bark eases pain, which flowers help with coughing. My grandmother taught me to find 47 healing plants one local healer shares. Each one has its purpose, each one has saved lives. But this knowledge is at risk as young people move to cities and climate change affects how these important plants grow. Having babies remains especially risky. Women often give birth with only the help of mothers and grandmothers who have experience. Problems that would be easy to fix in hospitals become life-threatening here. Yet the people have adapted, their bodies have developed special traits over generations. bigger lungs, better use of oxygen, and amazing stamina. Their bodies have actually changed to match their harsh home, living with little. Nothing shows the daily struggle better than water. What comes from a simple tap for us takes hours of hard work in Lajimbudha. Water sources often lie far below villages. Women and children make several trips each day down steep paths, then climb back up carrying heavy loads. During dry times, these trips might take half a day. The water itself often carries germs that families remove by boiling, which requires more precious firewood, creating an endless cycle of work just to meet basic needs. "We don't measure distance by miles," explains one villager. "We measure by how many times you need to stop and catch your breath while carrying water uphill." Children often walk 2 to 3 hours each way to reach school, crossing streams, climbing steep paths, and facing weather that would close schools in cities. Teachers who agree to work in these remote areas become heroes, often teaching multiple grade levels in one room with few supplies. During rainy season, many children can't attend because paths become too dangerous. Yet families make huge sacrifices for education, seeing it as the one way their children might have different choices than they had. "I wake up at 4 a.m. to finish my chores before school," says one 12-year-old girl. "Some days my feet hurt so much when I arrive, but I try never to miss a day." The old ways of Lajimbudha both help people survive and hold them back. Traditional knowledge keeps people alive, teaching which wild foods are safe, how to predict storms from cloud patterns, how to build homes that withstand harsh weather. Yet, some old ways make life harder. Women often carry unfair burdens, community leaders can block new ideas, and when outside influences finally reach these isolated areas, they create conflicts between old and young. The mountain people don't pretend their difficult lives are romantic. They face challenges with practical dignity, finding joy and celebration despite or because of their constant struggles. Climate change has hit Lajimbudha especially hard. Ice fields that provided water now shrink quickly. Weather patterns that guided planting for centuries have become unpredictable. Landslides, floods, and strange storms happen more often and with greater strength. Meanwhile, the modern world comes closer. Simple roads push further into once isolated valleys. Cell phones appear in villages still lacking electricity. Young people increasingly leave for cities, creating shortages of workers and changing the culture. The mountains stay the same, but life here changes, says one community elder. "We must keep what makes us strong while learning new ways to survive." The people of Lajimbudha stand at a turning point, balancing their amazing toughness with necessary changes for a different world. This isn't just a story about remote places, it's about human strength, finding dignity in hardship, and creating meaning in the most challenging conditions imaginable. These mountain people don't just survive, they show us what it truly means to be unbreakable. That's all for today's video. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration. Leave your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for more.